You know, devices are outboard gear. Outboard gear is stuff that goes in your rack. Might be a reverb unit or a delay unit or an equalizing device or a device. It goes in your rack that you would want in your patch bay that you could access. In our world, the devices is MIDI gear. I got a rack mount M1 and Proteuses and those old things. Those are devices. They will all be 19-inch with the rack rails on it. You can fit it in a rack. All racks are 19-inch opening, and then the rails go in that. So if you're going to build a box that's going to hold a rack, this wall to this wall is 19 inches, and then you put the rails on inside that. You understand what I mean by that? It's an angle rail, right? So at the angle rail, you inside 19-inch opening, those rails go inside that. If this is your device, this is the edge and this is the edge, it'll be 19 inches. Then your holes will be in here and it'll fit in your racks. That's all you got to know. Devices are units. It could be a reverb unit, could be a limiter, it could be a computer interface. It's a device. A device is a device. And just a few mentions of some devices you might not have thought about. Outboard gear are devices such as a separate reverb unit or a separate delay unit, or they have flangers. They have different devices that do different effects. They have some devices that are gates. They're called gates. And a gate is a device that you can set. Let's say you plug a channel into this device. I can adjust the gate so that it won't turn on until it gets to a certain volume. Then it turns on, and then we can set it to turn off when it drops to a certain volume. So it's a gate. It's like you can set it to open and close. You can set this device, let's say in the snare drum, so that when the snare drum is not hit, it's not hearing any of the leakage. Then when it's hit, it lets the signal through, and then you have that sound so that then as soon as the volume goes down to that level that you've set, then it turns off again. So there's all this leakage of the other drums you're not getting. Tape recorders are a device, outboard gear. It's an outside device. It's something that you would use outside of your mixer, so on and so forth. While tape recorders are slowly becoming extinct, that doesn't mean that we don't need to have a healthy understanding of them. You know, there's a lot of tape in closets out there that people need to upgrade and finish their project. Now suddenly they've gone to work and got a job and have some money, and now they want to finish the project that they started on tape. Who's going to do it? You people are going to do it. But you people are going to put it into Pro Tools and do it. But you got to run the tape machine in order to get it from where it is to where you want it to be. So you got to know something about tape machines. In a multi-track tape recorder, we have multiple tracks. That's why it's called a multi-track. And multi-track could be a 4-track tape recorder, could be an 8-track tape recorder, it could be a 16-track tape recorder, or a 24-track tape recorder. And then when the digital world entered, you can have a 32-track digital tape recorder. And then you can have many, many tracks. When you stack D88s tape recorders, those are 8-track tape recorders that you can stack on top of each other and connect them internally so that they will all run synchronous with the first machine. That was one of the nice things about the new digital 8-track tape recorders, is that you could stack them and build as many tracks as you want. Your CD burner or your CD playback is a device. You have a DVD burner, that's a device. Those are devices. Your computer interface is a device. Let's say interface that I have at home, when MIDI was happening, was the MIDI timepiece. And that had 8 inputs and outputs, so that I could have different synthesizer devices hooked in through this interface, and it translated the MIDI language into binary language so that the computer could then interact. They could talk back and forth. So it's an interface. You have an interface with Pro Tools. Pro Tools is a little bit of a different interface. It's not dealing necessarily with just MIDI. Pro Tools also, you can plug microphones into that interface. So now we're dealing with digital audio and captured on a microphone and a recorder in the computer, and we need to change the analog information into digital information so it'll go into the computer. And that's what your Pro Tools device, your interface, does. It converts your analog into digital information and then drops it into the Pro Tools recording software that's on your computer.